Alright, as they apparently say in Redneck Rampage, hold on to your butts. I think. Point is, this is the hardest level of the original trilogy. I think just, maybe not so much in general, but definitely with a pistol start. Because past levels, they've offered a considerable challenge, but for the most part, it's been relatively fair. On this occasion, you really have to know exactly what the hell it is that you're doing, because otherwise you're going to get yourself screwed over. So, opening up here, we are greeted with an RPG, and if we blow this up, this will also net us a few other things, like some more RPG ammo. But more importantly, it gets us a shotgun, which makes things a bit easier going through this next section. I also like how I completely missed those Octobrains when they were dogpiled up against those bars. That astounds me to no end. I also like how the RPG is here, because for the most part I actually thought I was going to have to use another one of these to blow the crack open. Thankfully that is not the case. So I want to try to navigate my way through this without getting dropped to 2 points of health, because that's what happened on my last attempt. Yeah, I actually did have to throw a segment out because my commentary kind of sucked. I mean, it was an epic escape from this section, because again, I only had 2 points of health. Unfortunately, my commentary was not quite as up to my... Well, I mean, I got some pretty shitty standards when it comes to commentary in general, but it dipped below even that. So, you knew it was going to be shit. I did make a few mentions and stuff like that, and a few, like, stupid little references, but they were, for the most part, to just other ports of this game. And if I can remember them, I will try to explain those references in this attempt. I don't make any promises, though, because my brain is probably going to fritz out on me. I also like how I don't have any shotgun rounds. Blow that one up. The thing that sucks is that if you blow up those rubbish bins, which I didn't, thankfully, you can't get back up here unless you have a jetpack. There is a jetpack in this level, but I couldn't be asked backtracking to it. So, these ones over here are fine because there's just this crack here that you can break open. And you want to blow up those rubbish bins anywhere once you dump up there, because it gives you some more ammo. And then random area here, which counts as secret, which is, I suppose, nice, but this door here is unopenable because there is actually a crack on the other side, so you have to come in there from the other side, and that in itself is a secret. So getting access to that area is, you just got to know where to go, really. It's not that difficult to read. You just got to know where to go. And you kind of have to know where to go if you're doing this on a pistol start, because beyond that secret lies a shrink ray, which you're going to need to take care of the 3 battle lords that you'll be coming across in this level. The first of which is just over here. Knock you 2 over. Now, let me try to get myself into a position where I don't take too much damage here. He'll probably come around here in a minute. Yeah, there he is. This one's not so bad because it's just the one, and if you know how to use your cover, you'll be alright. The other 2, though, when they teleport in a little bit later, are going to be asked to deal with. Thankfully, this window over here will lead you to where you need to go. Oh, hello. I have no problems with using my medkit here, by the way, because there's just one sitting right there. There's one more around here somewhere. Yeah, just up here. Now, do I have any explosives? I do not have any explosives, so we might as well just go with this. Yeah. Whatever. I went down to 72 and I had exactly 28 points of healing left on my medkit. I like how that worked out. Okay, so if you're looking to find that jetpack, by the way, it is actually just up here. Get rid of that thing, go down there, and you want to jump down into this hole. Deal with the enforcers that are down here. And then just up here you will find the medkit. the jetpack. But there is a medkit down here as well, so I wasn't entirely inaccurate. You don't ever need the jetpack though, thankfully, because all you have to do is go up to the top here and you can just sort of slide your way down here. And this is where you want to go next, because this is... Ow! Is there another sentry drone that I just straight up missed? Okay. I'll deal with it. It's not like it took that much health off me anyway. Light switch. I don't know why they had to... didn't want to use generic light switches or something like that, but whatever. So there goes those two battle lords down there. And we want to do this. Blow up all of these. One egg survived because it wasn't in the blast radius. What does this even show you? Not much. Aside from that last room that had a whole bunch of enemies in it. Okay. Okay, I've shrunk that one. Come on. Quick. Come on. There we go. That makes things a lot easier. Because now you don't have to worry about too much crap. Over there, the number on this cop car is apparently supposed to be a reference to something. I'm not entirely sure what the thing is that it's referencing. I think it's like something called Where is Car 54 or some shit like that. I've got no idea. I'll have an annotation up on the corner of the video saying what it is. At least that, because that way I can correct myself. So, now that we have the blue key, we can open this, which opens up a pig cop. It takes us up here, which we could have just gone to by using our jetpack. So, the blue key is not useless, because there is a use for it, but it's not necessary. Which I suppose is kind of a nice thing. Now, let's try this time to make all of our pellets actually make contact with our enemies. Because last time, I managed to I managed to keep hitting these switches whenever I hit enemies. I'd hit enemies and then like one random pellet would go behind the enemy and hit a switch. It was excellent, don't get me wrong, it was brilliant, but not really what I wanted to be dealing with. I also completely talked over Duke's line there, but he just said terminated. Only makes sense. Because that reference is a lot more well known because, I mean, it's the Terminator. What do you expect? And if you go over here, if you hit this top switch, it lowers this gate, and if you hit this bottom switch, it lowers the compressor. So it makes it look even more like Sarah Connor's been here. So, there you go. I actually wonder if Sarah Connor actually has been here because of all the frickin' time displacement shit that happened in Genesis. Yeah, that was a bit of a mindfuck. That was the only part about it that I didn't understand. I thought it was kind of somewhat hilarious though, so it wasn't that terrible. Now I did get the red key, right? Okay, good. We are done with this level. So let's go ahead and grab our atomic hells, which are going to be totally useful going into the next level, because you know it's not like I've got any sort of stupid restrictions. Well, I'd have gotten some kind of use out of it if had I actually used it there. I don't know where that last remaining kill is, though. It's probably just some Protozoid Slimer back down in the underpass, but whatever. Having done enough practice on this, you can definitely get through without taking too much crap. I mean, it's just the battle lords you want to be worried about. Dealing with two of them at the same time is really bad, especially when you've got no real good vantage point and cover to deal with them. But that's what the shrink rate takes care of. So, now as I enter Stadium, the last level of the original trilogy, I have to point out that the Duke 64 version of this level is vastly different in that it's not as wide open as this. It actually looks like a proper stadium. This looks a bit more like some kind of football ground at your local school or something like that. Like, that doesn't have a whole lot of seats and stuff like that because it's only really for local school games and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting, I guess. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go up here and we want to blow up this random blimp. Oh, I fell a bit too far. I mean, I didn't get killed, but would have been shit. Okay. Now, my problem here is my lack of health. I've got 4 atomic hells to work with. I just picked 2 of them up and the other 2 are over here. The thing I really want to do, though, is, aside from dodging the rockets, I want to go around and try to get as many of those Devastator rounds that dropped from the blimp as I possibly can, because the only problem is that that idiot keeps firing at me and it's annoying the crap out of me. So I'll fire off whatever I've got on me at the moment. Should be right. Should be right to just take care of this thing with rockets from here, but I don't want to have to stick with those if I can avoid it. And I also was hoping that those chilies wouldn't get killed, because I knew that I'd be having to deal with those idiots. Ugh. Slightly more annoying than it has much of a right to be, but it doesn't help when I just can't get my hands on this Devastator ammo. And I've got a box of it right here. Might as well use it. You dead? No, you are not dead yet. That's better. There you go. Thank Christ that's over. And at the end of the previous episode, Duke did say that the last thing that would go through the Cycloid Emperor's mind when he died is his size 13 boot. So once again, he proves that he is true to his word.
My name's Duke Nukem. After a few days of R&R, I'll be ready for more action.
Aw, come back to bed, Duke. I'm ready for some action now.
Yeah. It's Duke Nukem, though, to be fair. I mean, if you weren't expecting any lewd shit, then what the hell were you on about? So, there we go. We have proven that Duke is definitely a man of his word, like I said. And that would be about the end of Duke 3D. Or it would have been, had you picked it up on like the day of release or something like that and took a week to beat it or something like that, because it only took about a year for them to come out with an additional episode, and another 19 years to come out with this 5th episode. So, our vigil will continue, and next time we will be doing this episode. Another 11 bloody levels of crap, even though, although only one of them is a secret level. So there you go. That's that, I guess.